Hello, hello, hello. I am back. It's been forever. I know. Well, I am back and so glad to be back. Um, it's been quite an interesting beginning year, 2021, which is amazing because, of course, we all could use some good news after 2020. And so I've had quite a few amazing things to transpire since the beginning of the year, which has kind of kept me a little bit busy, if I should say so myself, which is not anything new, but busier than normal, if there's any such thing. So I am here. I am glad to be here with you. This is the Conteology Queen Up Sundays, and I have a social media manager. And so she has been getting comments about the Conteology Queen Up Sundays and the ABCs of success. And I was like, okay. She was like, you got to get on there. You got to get back on. And so, I just really love imparting information and education and inspiration and all of those things. So I really do plan to be weekly. So much always comes up, but I really am trying to be more disciplined with that. Many of you know I celebrated my mom's 93rd birthday last weekend. It was amazing. It was my first time traveling. I love traveling, but it was my first time traveling since I actually took a quick little vacation to Vegas in October, but I haven't traveled overseas. And October was the first time since a year ago, March. And so this past week was the first time visiting my family and my mom in Atlanta, my hometown of Atlanta, since a year ago last year. Because last year when I was there celebrating her 92nd birthday is when all of the stuff with COVID was breaking out. And they stopped, of course, the traveling and all that stuff. So I had not gone back home since. So it was amazing. And so I am glad to be here. We're going to be talking about the ABCs of self-success. As you can see on the screen, self-quiz is next. So your cue, we've talked about the A, which is self-awareness and how important it is to be aware of different things that go on inside of us, why we're the way we are, who we are, all those different things. If you're watching, please say hi. Let me know you're watching. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know who you are. Many of you know me, but for those who do not know me, I'm Dr. Conti Terrell, founder and president of Fresh Spirit Wellness for Women, a nonprofit organization that helps those who are affected by domestic and intimate partner violence. And then founder and CEO of Dr. Conti Speaks International LLC. And so I am here today reviewing and going to go over the Q of the ABCs of self-success. A, as I said, was self-awareness. B was self-belief. These are things that's going to get you to where you want to be, period. If you can master these things, and particularly A, B, and C, man, you are about to take your life to a new level. You're about to take your life to a place that you've always wanted to be. And so listen to these tips. You are not the first and the only one that will be practicing these. They've been practiced for many, by many, and they have worked for many, and many have experienced some great results from these tools. So also the C, self-control, self-management. We got to be able to control our mindset, what comes in and out of our mouth, in our thought process, what we say, what we think, our emotions. Are you falling in love too quick? Are you cussing people out? What are you doing too much? All right. Having that self-control. D, self-determination. Are you determined to get what you want? Or are you the person that fearful and you give up and you give out and you decide, okay, well, this is not for me, and don't give yourself the full effort in it. And so, are you self-determined? These are different things that you're gonna have to have. These are the ABCs of self-success that you need to be successful. E, self-evaluation. Being able to evaluate yourself, which is a little bit about like what we're going to talk about today with self-quiz, but there's a little difference, and I'll tell you about those later. So being able to evaluate yourself, because no matter how much you grow, no matter how much you know, how well you become at whatever you are, doing, how diverse you are in it, how educated you are in it, you have to sit back and then evaluate to see what can be done better, what can be done different, what is still working, what is not still working. So you have to do a self-evaluation. And then self-forgiveness. So many times we are just still holding on to blame, guilt, shame, anger with ourselves, and we haven't learned to forgive ourselves, and we haven't learned to move past the mistakes. The mistakes that passes for you to learn and grow from. The minute you've learned and grown from those mistakes, that's all that is needed. That's all the past serves, is for you to learn and grow from. So forgive yourself. Take yourself off the hook. Give yourself a break if you've done some things that you feel like were wrong and messed up and you feel bad about. It's okay. It's okay. Forgive yourself and move forward. All right, G was self-gratification. It's okay to have self-gratification. Give yourself a pat on the back. Encourage yourself. Be grateful and have the gratification that I've done this. I've achieved some things, and I've moved forward in my life in some ways. I've gotten better. And have some self-gratification. It's okay to indulge in some things sometimes too. That's gratifying to you. If you like traveling, do those things. If you're like me, especially if you're a leader, if you're anybody in the community, anybody that's doing things to help others, when you pour into people, you have to find things that are gratifying to pour back into you. We can't be everything to all people, all things to everybody, and don't have the ability to show gratitude and gratefulness and gratification for what we want. So what do you like to do? Whether you like to I love massages. That's self-gratification for me. That's me taking care of me. We're going to talk about that too. So have that self-gratification. Also, H, self-healing. Self-healing. What are you doing to, heal? Let me see. Let me give you some examples. Working out. Are you working out? Are you eating better? Are you sleeping more? Are you drinking less? Are you cutting out smoking? What are you doing to heal your body, your mind, your spirit, your soul? Are you reading? Are you studying? What are you doing? So this just came in the mail to me today. This is a keto meal prep, because I really want to cut out a lot of sugars and a lot of carbs and all of those things. I already do a intermittent fasting, and but my cholesterol's gotten higher than it needs to be, and some other changes. So we have to do self-healing. There's things that you can do to heal yourself before you get that diagnosis and you have to go to the doctor, and the doctor has to put you on all these medications or some other things, some other treatments to heal you. So let's do what we can to do for our own self-healing. I is self-improvement. Self-improvement. What are you doing to improve yourself? Are you going to school? Are you trying to lose weight? Are you studying a new hobby? What are you doing to have some self-improvement? All of these things equal and equate to self-success. All right, J, self-joy. Are you making yourself happy? What causes you to have joy? A lot of times we want to give and help and nurture and be there for everybody else, but we are afraid to have a little happiness and a little joy for ourselves. So remember to have some self joy. What is it that you enjoy doing for yourself? And it is okay. We don't have to feel guilty for making ourselves happy and having joy. You need to be joyful. A lot of times we get with other people hoping and thinking, hoping and wishing and praying and hoping and wishing and praying that they're going to make us happy. No, happiness comes from within. What are you doing to make yourself happy? If you're not happy on your own, you're not going to be happy with somebody else. And you're not going to be happy. You can't depend on someone else to make you happy. And then also, we have self-kindness, being kind to you. Watching what you say. Hello, say hello to me. Let me know if you're watching. Give me some comments in the chat. And please share, share, share. Like my grandmother said, don't come into the house and not speak. Don't be rude. Say hello. Let me know how you're doing. I don't know where you're from. If you're living in Houston today, we have absolutely fantastic weather. But also, if you live in Houston, you know that can change before the day is out, let alone before the week starts. So let me know who's watching. Give StreamYard permission to comment here at the bottom. So click on the comments and share also with your viewers. And so love, self-love. Are you being kind to yourself? Are you showing self-love? I saw something the other day that I thought was pretty neat. It was on Facebook, and they were showing examples of how to show yourself self-love. And they showed one lady soaking in the bathtub, which I absolutely love. Yeah, I can take a bath every day. I really do have to. Sometimes I take showers, but I love soaking in the bathtub. I do. I'll get in the bathtub and I can be in the bathtub with bubbles. Y'all know I've even posted some pictures of me with my feet in the bubbles, because and something a nice something, whatever you want, whether it's water, whether it's coffee, whether it's tea, whatever is soothing for you. I love tonic water. It's weird, but I love tonic water in the day. In the afternoon, it's very refreshing. I love coffee, tea in the mornings, and sometimes tea at night to relax you. Whatever you like, wine, I don't know. So show yourself some self-love. Massages, like I said earlier. What are you doing to show yourself self-love? Getting more rest. This is a new year. If we didn't learn anything from 2020, we learned that our bodies are fragile and none of us are, nothing is promised. So let's do what we could do to love on ourselves and make ourselves feel better and stay around a little longer if we possibly can do something to help that. All right, self-motivation. What are you doing to motivate you? Sometimes we have to motivate ourselves, child. Yes, it gets difficult. What are you doing to motivate you and encouraging you? It's not always about motivating other people. What are you doing to get yourself driven to go out and take care of some things that you want to take care of? All right, self-nurturing. Self-nurturing, which is self-care. All of this, if you notice, is about self. Because I tell my clients a lot of times when they come to Fresh Spirit or any type of personal coaching or counseling with me, individual personal or coaching or counseling with me, a lot of times they'll feel like I'm teaching them to be selfish. And I tell them this is going to feel awkward to you, because you're going to feel like you're being selfish. I'm teaching you to be selfish. But what I'm actually teaching is pro-self, because the majority of us are not doing what we need to do for us. We do what we need to do for everybody else, for our husbands, our spouses, our mates, our children, our parents, our grandparents, our bosses, or our staff, whomever, whatever. So remember to do the things that you need to do for you and nurture you, because if you can't have self-care and self-nurturing, you're not going to be able to continue and whatever level you want to be able to be there for other people. All right. And so I say, I'm not teaching you to be selfish. I'm teaching you pro-self, to be pro-self. If you're watching now or later, write pro-self in the comments. Teaching you to be pro-self. And the reason I'm teaching people to be pro-self, because particularly women, and particularly women who come to counseling or need personal individual success coaching, by the time you get to me, you are so far to the left, meaning doing things and taking care of stuff and people that I say is out of your power to change and out of your control. And you're so used to doing that I have to pull you way to the right, focusing on self a whole lot, just to get a happy medium or balance, because you're so out of balance doing things for other people and not doing what you need to do for you. Pro-self. Hi, Charlie. All right, and then this will be good to catch up if you've missed some. So I'm going through every last one of them. We are also, the next one is self-optimism. That's O. That's where you learn to be optimistic and about yourself. Sometimes the glass is half empty about us. We talk, pessimistic about everything we do, not feeling comfortable to do anything. You're doubting yourself. You're blaming yourself. Again, I always say, take yourself off the hook. Stop being so hard on ourselves. We're so down on ourselves and we're so hard on ourselves. Be more self-optimistic. Having self-optimism is very important. Believe that you can. Know that you can. Strive for it. Believe that you are worthy of success, worthy of a good relationship, that be optimistic that you can have the things that you want. You just don't dream about them, but you can be optimistic that you actually can have those things. And then P, which was the last one that we did before I took a hiatus. All right. And P was perseverance and self-preservation and preservation. So, being able to persevere and move forward and move past hard times. You just have to be persistent and persevere. Keep going. Don't stop. It's okay. Don't give up. And I saw a commercial that says, stop. How did it go? It said, you don't want to get back to where you were. You want to move forward. So when we have self-preservation, you don't only just get back up, but you get up and you become better than where you were before. You don't want to fall back into the same things. You want to fall forward into things that's even better than the way you were. And so today we're going to be doing self-quiz. Self-quiz. That's Q. So what does that mean, self-quiz? You have to constantly quiz yourself. When you're in school, you remember we would have those pop quizzes. And those pop quizzes were quizzes that were supposed to be things that you already knew about. And then the teacher would throw a pop quiz on you and you realize, oh, well, maybe I really didn't know that. I thought I knew that. So the same thing with self-quiz. You should already know yourself. Self-discovery is the best recovery. The more you know about yourself, the better you're going to become. So give yourself a pop quiz, because you will find out in those pop quizzes that, well, maybe I don't know me as much as I think I do. And nobody should know you better than you. So the more you know, the better. And we can always know more. We can always evolve. You're always needing a self-quiz and a pop quiz on yourself. And so how do you do that? There's a lot of quizzes. If you get off this Zoom or live and go to self-quiz, literally self-quiz in the Google, there are going to be several quizzes that you can take about you. you need to know more about who you are. There's discovering your true self quiz. There's what is holding you back from being your true self quiz. These are all quizzes. Do you have a healthy sense of self quiz? There's so many different quizzes out there that you can take. And I'm always taking quizzes on me so that I actually can get to know me better and better and better, because good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. Okay. And so I've taken the Myers-Briggs assessments before. Many of you, if you are in the professional world, a lot of times your companies will request that you take the Myers-Briggs assessment. I literally took it with a leadership group that I was with last year, and it was great. But then I just recently took what's called the DISC assessment, DISC. DISC. And I think out of all of the assessments that I've taken, this was the number one best one I've ever done. Because it gave me a whole lot more insight on myself. And like I said, with those pop quizzes, I was like, oh, I know this stuff. Give me the pop quiz. Give it to me. Give it to me. I know this stuff. And then you get into the assessment and I'm going, wow. And I'm telling you, a lot of the stuff that it says is exactly me. And one good thing about doing self quizzes, sometimes the truth hurts and we know it, but we don't face those things. And when you actually see it written down in an assessment that's analyzed your behaviors and analyzed your attitude and analyzed your personality, and it comes out printed out on the paper, and you're looking at it and you're going, wow, that's me, that's me, that's me. And all of the stuff that says that you can say that's me to aren't necessarily things that you're going to like, aren't necessarily things that you are proud of. And so with this DISC test assessment, I was so grateful to be able to see some things that I still need to change. I'm often talking about wanting to be just half of the woman that my mother is. She's so amazing to me. And so, there may be somebody in your life that you look up to, whether you know them or not, whether they're in your family or not, whether they're celebrity or somebody I don't know. And I don't mean somebody to copy after or mimic, but somebody that you see some great character traits or great integrity or great respect for, that you say, you know what, I'd like to be like this person. And when you're doing these self quizzes, you realize, okay, well, this is what's lacking, or this is what needs to change in order for me to be the type of person that I want to be, that I feel like God has called us to be. And don't feel bad when you realize that you're not all that you're supposed to be. None of us are. We want to keep moving forward and forward and forward and forward until I want you to be. Guess what? He's calling you home. So every day you want to wake up. Hey, Saida, how you doing? Good to see you. How's that beautiful grandbaby of yours? And tell everybody I said hello. So, you want to be able to say, I was that used to be me, but that's not me anymore, because I have become better, and because I am pro self, and I am trying to do the things that I know every day. I saw somebody else's post today. It says, I have this, as a matter of fact, is my mentee and goddaughter, God-given daughter, not biological daughter, God-given daughter. It said, it says, I have an agreement with God, or I think it says, I have an agreement with God. If he wakes me up every day, I promise to be better today than I was yesterday. And that should be everybody's promise to God. Everybody should be promising him, God, every day you give me another chance, I'm going to be a better person today than I was yesterday. I'm going to do things a little different. I'm going to do things, a little more intentional, a little more purposeful. I'm going to learn what my purpose is, or walk in my purpose, or I'm going to do those things, because guess what? When it is time for you to go home, you want to be empty, empty out of all your gifts, all your talents, all of the blessings that you have, that God has given you, and all of the things that God wants you to pour back into other people. But we can't do that if we're still sick, if we're not healed, if we're not delivered, if we're still failing our own self quizzes and our own pop quizzes. All right. So just like Valerie Fabre, you can look her up, or you can inbox me. I can give you her information. She can give you, you can speak with her. She's a wonderful coach. You can speak with her about doing the DISC assessment. I hired her to do the DISC assessment with me and my entire staff. All of us did it. And then, so it helps me to be able to not just relate better for me. Last month on 12 Months to a Better You, we were talking about relating better with others. And so it helped me to be able to relate better. Like, what am I doing, that I can do different or better with myself, with my family, with my friends, and particularly with my staff. And if you are a CEO, if you're a boss, if you have employees, it's an amazing tool that will help you to understand your staff and help your staff understand you better, and help you to be able to work together collectively to achieve things individually and then collectively for your company or your organization. So again, that's the DISC assessment, and her name is Valerie Fabre. I will be glad to pass her information on to you, because I have really enjoyed the lessons that I've learned about myself. So that was my self quiz for a few months. So I will be still working on correcting and fixing, and not just correcting, because some things don't need correcting, but the things that are great, strengthening those things. So I will be working on that. And so that's what you can do. So that's what self quiz is all about. We all can be better. We all can be healthier. We all can be more patient. We all can be more loving. We all can be more kind. We all can be more generous. We all can be more prayerful. We all can have a better devotion time. We all can be whatever. We all can have. We do better at forgiving people. Do better at not gossiping. Do better at not complaining, and all of those things. And that brings me to this month's challenge in the 12 Months to a Better You, which is eliminating and replacing. So for those who are joining me with the 12 Months to a Better You, thank you, thank you, thank you. We've been having some great chats and great talks on all of the different challenges in the book so far, still speaking into existence those things that you want and that you believe in, the steps for working on helping to build relationships. Let me tell you, I just got off an amazing call where I was one of 5 panelists. There's 15 of us in a collaborative book. The book is by a gentleman. His name is Dr. Ron Bailey. And so I am a co-author in his book, Intimate Partner Violence. And we just did a Zoom where each one of us kind of discussed a little bit about the chapter that we wrote. And there was, I think, 15 individuals in all that participated in this project. And when I tell you, it was some amazing connections and some amazing people that I was able to take to get to know as a part of taking a part and as a part of taking a part in this endeavor and this being a co-author of this book. So, that's how you learn to relate to people. You meet new people. You have to be, and me relating to this gentleman years back, he contacted me when he got ready to do this amazing project. And I mean, it really was a very good opportunity for me to be around some very, very uh, astute and distinguished individuals. I always say, if you are the sharpest tool in your box, you need to get a new box, and so I'm often looking to be among. We also are the average, the sum average of the five people that you are around and you're closest to. And so when I look at this list of people that it's listed in this book and that was on this panel today, I'm so grateful to be a part of this distinguished organization and a group of individuals, rather I should say, that collaborated with this book and on this book. And so this month is eliminate and replace. And so I was talking about being better. I list in the book some of the things that you can eliminate and replace. When you're doing your self quiz, let's see if I can get this to the screen. Yeah, here we go. Are you complaining too much? Are you gossiping too much? Do you need to eliminate fear? Do you need to eliminate, these are the types of things. Are you fussing too much? Yelling, anger, worrying, lying, procrastination, unforgiveness, people pleasing, negative thinking, negative people in your circle. What do you need to eliminate? And so it says, I will eliminate, and you list all these things and you work on those things. So if you haven't gotten this book, 12 Months to a Better You, you can get the book at Deliverance to a Fresh Spirit. Let me see if I can put the website up here for you. www.drcontespeaks.com. And you can get this book along with Deliverance to a Fresh Spirit. This is 12 Months to a Better You, but also Deliverance to a Fresh Spirit. So there's a lot of things you can get on there. Of course, you can get my Queen Up hat and my Queen Up shirts, all of those things. And when you're quizzing yourself, Deliverance to a Fresh Spirit has a nice little questionnaire here that will also help you to figure out who you are and acknowledge who you are. Let me give you some of these questions. What are your likes? What are my likes? I don't know. I don't know. That's what people say a lot of times to me. So narrow it down. What do you like? I love water. I love trips. I love vacation. I love family time. I love quiet time. A lot of people don't like being alone. I like being alone sometimes because I'm in somebody's face to face, even though it's Zoom to Zoom, 9, 10, sometimes 12 hours a day, every day, 5 days a week. And so I like taking sabbaticals and going and being by myself. And so what do you like? These are just some questions in my book. Let me hide that. These are just some questions in my book when I'm talking about self-acknowledgement, which is the same as self-awareness, the A of the ABCs. And so the other one is, another question is, what is your favorite food? What do you like? Have you ever gone on a date and where would you like to go? I don't know, wherever you like to go. Or what do you like to eat? Oh, it doesn't matter, whatever you like. Because most of us don't really even know ourselves. When I ask these questions, people think, I know those things. But literally, do you really? Have you ever thought about those things? This is about finding out who you are, doing those self quizzes. What's your favorite movie? Who's your favorite actor? What's your favorite actress? And you might say, why is all of this important? It's only important because you need to know you. And if you've been in any kind of toxic relationship, any type of relationship that involved a narcissistic personality or an abuser, most of the time you don't know these things. You know why? Because you haven't had a chance to figure out who you are, because you've been so busy doing what they want you to do and making sure they're happy. And that's why I said we've been so busy being so far to the left, things that are out of our control, that I have to pull you, way over to the right so that you can take the time to do stuff like this. Figure out who you are. Learn, what you want to do better yourself, all of those things. What is your favorite place to go? What are your dislikes? What are your strengths? If you can name three strengths, list them right now. Three strengths. What are those three strengths? What are your weaknesses? Those things that you need um, to do better at. I always say, nurture your strengths like a baby. You nurture it, you coddle it. I have a new puppy laying right here by me. I have to nurture him. I have to feed him. So anything that's good, strengths, you have to feed it. You have to nurture it. You have to make sure you coddle it and grow it up and make it better. And then your weaknesses, you want to neuter. Just like a puppy, he's also going to be neutered soon. And when you neuter something, you cut off its ability to have to reproduce. So you don't want those weaknesses to keep reproducing themselves. So you cut those things off. So what are your strengths? Give me three strengths right now. Put them in the chat. If you're watching this later, put them in here. Share this information with other people. So, what are your strengths? Give me three. What are your weaknesses? Your strengths are things you need to nurture. Weaknesses are things you need to neuter. What are the things you know you need to cut off? Do you need to do better time management? Do you need to be more disciplined? Do you need to cut out some things that you're doing? Which goes back to, what do you need to eliminate and replace? The challenge that we're working on the entire month of March. All right. What are your fears? What makes you sad? What makes you angry? What do you like about yourself? What do you dislike about yourself? And let this be what you truly feel, not what somebody else has told you. Because a lot of times we hear in our psyche things that's been said way back when from your mom or your dad or your siblings, and those things, you would be so surprised at how those things still direct your life and dictate your life and what you do and what you don't do and what you're afraid to do. So please make sure that you are assessing what it is that you truly like about you and what it is that you truly need to change. Some of those things that other people may have said that you needed to change, you might not need to change. You might need to strengthen those things and nurture those things to be better at. I had to grow up and learn that most of the things that my sisters teased me about were not true, but I let them become true if I continue to feed on them. What you will feed will live. What you stop feeding will die. I had to stop feeding certain things that I've been told that I started believing. Okay? And you probably need to do the same. All right. So, what is it that you need to let go? What is it that you need to let go? What is it that you need to eliminate? What is it that what are your talents? What are your talents? What are your gifts? You'd be surprised at the type of people that say, "I don't know my talents." Well, what's considered a talent? So what are your talents? And then a huge one: what is your purpose? What is your purpose? We all have a purpose for being here. What is your purpose? There's just so much that we can do when we find out what it is God has us here for. If you need to work with me individually on that, we definitely could do that. Go to www.drcontespeaks.com and set up, pay for a few minutes. Right now, I'm doing a special, $1 a minute. So for $15, we can chat really quick and you can give me your idea and I can tell you if that's your purpose or not, or how to find out what your purpose is. For $30, that's just 30 minutes. And just kind of narrow it down to see what is it that you're supposed to be doing. Why are you here? Because let me tell you, there is, for me, nothing better than knowing your purpose and then being able to walk in it. I walk in my purpose every day. And let me tell you, when it looks like, now trust me, do I have, is life always gravy? No. But I can't even tell you how joyful, when I talk about self-joy, how much self-joy I have. When I wake up to go to work is to come right in here. to come right in here, right where I'm sitting right now, and do exactly what I'm doing right now. That's what I get paid to do every day. That's what I love to do. But let me give you an example of what I was talking about when I say, don't let your strength be what your strength is, and know what that is, and not what other people say. Because growing up in class, people, my teachers, everybody would say she talks too much. Oh Lord, she talk all the time. They would say Conti and Connie back in the day, because my nickname was Connie. Connie, if I hear you saying one more thing, I'm putting you out. Connie, be quiet. Connie, don't say nothing. Connie, Conti, Connie, or either one. They would call me, you got to be quiet. So I start not talking so much. But guess what? Now I realize that's my strength. I'm able to influence people. I'm able to encourage people. That's a part of my gift. That's a part of my purpose. And so, yeah, I talk a lot, but guess what? Now I get paid for doing what I love to do. And not only what I love to do, what I'm purposed to do, what I'm here for. So, be careful when you start listening to people tell you what not to do and what you shouldn't do and what you do too much of. That might be the very thing that you need to be doing, that you need to be nurturing, that you need to be strengthening, that's going to help you be all that God called you to be. All right. So that's it for me today. I had, like I said, a wonderful time. I spoke earlier today. It was 2 hours, and I was the last speaker. So I've been on Zoom quite a bit today already, and this is Sunday. And like I said, Monday through Friday, I'm on 9 to 10, sometimes 12 hours a day with clients back to back. So I do want to go and just give myself some self-care and rest and relax and drink my tonic water and watch a little TV and see what's going on with some of them housewives or Lifetime or something. Sometimes we don't, everything don't have to be all about business. Everything don't have to be all about, stimulating. Sometimes we need to have some mindless entertainment, but not all the time. Please, just every now and then. And so I want to give some quick announcements and updates. Please, if you know a guy that's a good guy and he has had an abusive relationship and he's been the one that's been cheated on and talked about and done wrong, and he's really a good guy. Now, come on now, ladies. I'm talking about the ones that are good guys. You might want to let them know we have a group called The Man Cave where they can actually come, and it's on Wednesday nights and it's on Zoom, and talk about it and get encouraged and get the skills and the techniques and tips from a male facilitator on how to navigate through this and not keep attracting women that aren't good for them. Because guess what? Just like good women attract men that aren't good for them, good men attract women that aren't good for them. Matter of fact, it always seems like the good don't know how to find each other. So that's what we want to do. We want to help the good to find each other. And so look for that. Again, you can inbox me if you have any updates or, any information or want any updates on that. If you want to know how to get on the Zoom, if you want to share it with your guy friends, if any of the guys that are watching later interested in joining that group, let me know. Also, a lot of times people say, I don't have money to donate. You know that I am the founder of this fabulous nonprofit organization that helps hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of women on a regular basis every day. And so I bet you shop on Amazon. So for those who say, I don't ever have any money, or I can't donate, or I donated last year, this is something simple that you can do. Please, if you shop on Amazon, go to Amazon Smile, sign up, make Fresh Spirit your organization that you want Amazon to donate to. And guess what? Every time you buy something, like I just showed you this book that I purchased, I'm on Amazon Smile. So Amazon gives, I think it's 5% of whatever you purchase to us if you sign Fresh Spirit up as your as your organization that you want them to donate to. And it costs you nothing. You still get Amazon Prime. It's no extra on you. Nothing changes except the fact that all that shopping you're doing can still go to some good. You don't have to feel guilty and have shopper's remorse because you're sending some blessings this way to help so many other women. All right. And then the other thing, authors or want to be authors. If you want to be an author, or if you've never written a book and you want to write a book, or if you got plenty of books that you've written, you know how sometimes people have books everywhere, but they have not published them and don't know how to publish them. So Fresh Spirit Publishing is excited. We have been publishing books left and right. I've got so many over here on the side that so many new authors. Let me see if I can grab a few for you. Restoring Your Faith. This is by the wonderful Arain McWinney. She has published her beautiful book with us. Okay, let me see. Yeah, see if you can see her there. There we go. And we have The Transformational Journey, 30-Day Guide to Confidence Through God's Love and Affirmation with Sylvia Phillips. And this is her beautiful book that she has allowed, as you see the back here, Fresh Spirit Publishing. So we will be glad to publish your book as well. We have here, Why Are You Here? Holding On to Pain. Hold On Pain In, excuse me. This is by the lovely Paula Bullock Miller, who's published her book with us. So please, if you want to put, and I can keep going, I'm going to stop. I have a couple more over here. Let's see here. We have Tony Netter's book. We have Tanya Geis's book, but it's Grice's book, but it's over there because her shipment just came in, and so she's ready to get all of her books out. This is another one by Tanya Netters. In My Quiet Time, What I See and What I Hear. So get your book published. Stop sitting on it. Let me help you be the author that you've always wanted to be. All right. My light just went out. I don't know what's going on with it. There we go. Let me help you be I think there's a little shortage here. There we go. Let's see. Golly, it's a shortage. All right, I'm just going to hold it like this until I finish because I'm almost done. And then the last thing is for those who have not gotten your 12 Months to a Better You book, make sure that you get it. And I tell you what, I'm going to just turn the overhead light on. Make sure that you get it and join us in the challenges. All right, that's it. I actually went a little longer than I normally do. Oh, right now it's come on bright as ever. I went a little longer than I normally do because it's been a long time. I am going to be as regular as possible. I really, really am going to try to do a better job at being here every Sunday for about 30, 40 minutes and giving you all of these great nuggets. Share, 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 share. God bless you. I love you. Keep being the best you that you can be. And how do you do that? You go through these ABCs of self-success and be a better self. It starts with you. All right. I love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.